Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I think that Zelenskyy speeds up a nuclear attack on Kiev from the Russians by his statements. One, he's not going to guarantee anybody's safety, any foreigners' safety traveling to Moscow on May 9th, which is the parade for the Russia's Victory Day, 80 years anniversary commemoration. They call it commemoration. I would say anniversary of the victory against Nazi Germany. So he said, I can't guarantee the foreign leaders' safety. Xi Jinping is going to go over there. Robert Fico of Slovakia will go over there. Mr. Alexander Vucic of Serbia is going to go over there. Now, why did I say this guy speeds up a nuclear attack on Kiev? Is because that would be the natural, I would say, development, natural response of Russia if anything happens during the parades in Moscow. I am 99% certain that if any drones show up in Moscow during the parade, and if anybody gets hurt, the Russians will probably retaliate in the same manner, not with missiles. I think they will go straight for Zelenskyy and the rats. Who are the rats? The guys who actually sell out the Ukrainian nation for interests, material, financial interests. So that's the first one. I'm going to discuss by showing you exactly what he said during this beautiful interview. And then the second one, Zelenskyy rejects Putin's proposed May 9 ceasefire. He rejects it. He says no, and he calls that proposal manipulative theater. Now, he's a clown. Obviously, he thinks about circus and theaters all the time. But this is the way I see things. Let's say I'm in a war with someone, or I have a disagreement, and someone, or the bad person in a situation, proposes something good. Will you not take that something good only because it comes from a bad person? That obviously bad according to you. So this is idiotic. And then calling it however he wants. And then he points out to Putin that Putin is the... All right, let's discuss these two articles. Let's start with the first one, which is right here. Ukrainska Pravda. Zelenskyy says, Ukraine cannot guarantee safety for foreigners traveling to Moscow on May 9. Now, he's not talking about how should I put it? He's not talking about, don't take this as, well, if someone goes to Moscow in a bar and he gets his teeth broken, we can't guarantee that. He's not referring to that. He's not referring to car accidents. Let me move around. Car accidents that might happen to foreigners in Moscow traffic. He is he's a warning, a threat directed to the Russians. I'm not guaranteeing you anything. That means I might send you some goodies. The problem is, I guarantee you if those goodies will be delivered during the parade, I guarantee you the Russians will do what probably they should have done, I don't know, they should have done to avoid the war to start. What is that? You'll find out after that happens during the parade. So let's read the article. This is from today, Saturday, May 3rd. Look at him. This guy is in more picture sessions, public relations sessions, than actually doing anything aside from except getting money. Do you think that this is during a meeting? He's just set over there to take a picture like this, change the shirt, change the position, change the light, change the angle. And this is the leader. You see how he's irresolute, my friends. Here, President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has stressed that Ukraine cannot guarantee the safety of foreign representatives during their planned trips to Moscow for the Victory Day parade, as Russia has the right to take any actions against the guest, while Kiev cannot be held responsible for what happens in Russia. Victory Day is the Russian holiday commemorating the Soviet victory over Nazi Germany in 1945, celebrated on May 9th. So why is it commemoration? Commemoration is when it commemorates someone's death. Is that what this guy commemorate? It's a parade to commemorate someone's death, but they said Soviet victory. That should be anniversary. It's an anniversary. It's a celebration. Anyway, let's move on. Zelenskyy, our stance is very simple. To all the countries that have traveled or are traveling on May 9th, we cannot be responsible for what is happening in the Russian Federation. They provide you with security. Therefore, we won't give you any guarantees because we don't know what Russia will do these days. It may take various steps on its part, let's say arson, bombings, and so on, only to blame us. As president, I told the foreign minister about it. I believe that we should advise people who contact us. We do not recommend you visit Russia from a security standpoint. And if you do so, don't ask us. It's your personal responsibility decision. Ukraine is definitely not responsible for what is happening in Russia today. That's a fact. We're accountable when we're there. Moreover, I'm sure that other countries are engaged in same diplomacy with the Russians when they come to us, and experience shows that we have had many different leaders, and during their visit there were various formats of attacks, assaults, and intimidation. You got it? Now, is it possible that the Russians could have a false flag operation? Yeah, it's very possible. It's very possible. But we will not know, because once something happens, the only thing that we will definitely know is what we see. We were allowed to see. There's some drones coming. That's an explosion. That's all. Now, who's behind that? Will be the Russians will say it was the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians will say it's the Russians. As of now, I don't know. I would say the only, maybe you have the evidence. I don't have it. I'm sorry. Maybe I lack this kind of, in this circumstance. But let's put it this way. The Ukrainians were more involved in assassinating people in Russia than the other way. So you created a pattern for an organization, which I would say the Ukrainian government is not the Ukrainian, it's the government of Ukraine, owned by these jackals. And jackal is a good, I could have gone, with other things that when you turn on the light, they run away. Okay, but anyway, so you don't want to be. So they killed Daya Dugina, they killed the guy, what is it, Turkanis, whatever, in St. Petersburg. They tried many other baboonish things. They have more assassinations. They killed that general a few days ago, right, in Moscow. They killed that submarine chief, I don't know, chief, it's a different term, commander in Sevastopol, assassinated while he was jogging. They killed that guy in a park in Moscow who was from Ukraine, and he was shot in the back of the head in a winter, I think 2 years ago. So they did a lot of these kind of things. So if something happens, unfortunately, you already created a pattern. So you would be the main suspect, as United States of America is the main suspect by far in blowing up the Nord Stream pipelines. Nobody talks about that anymore, man. All right, so that's the first one. I guarantee you, if anything happens and anything anybody gets, that's a terrorist threat. It's a terrorist threat. What's terrorism? It is a form of intimidating, trying to change someone, some institution, some government decisions by threatening, retaliations. This is, and by doing it in a violent way. This is what it is. So if this does not meet the definition, I don't know what is. They're going to say, we're not going to provide you with the safety, but if you go over there, things could happen to you. So that is, do not go there. That's the whole point. If I would have been Ukraine, I would have kept my mouth shut, not say anything. Why do I need to say anything? It's not my business. I wonder if, I don't know, Syria made such a, with a, how do you call it, reformed jihadist president, will make the same. Well, if something happens in Russia, it was not us. Who asked you anything about it? Or let's say someone else who doesn't like Russia, let's say the Brits. If something happens, it's not us. Why do you signal something? Do you have, like, as we say in Romania, ești cu musca pe căciulă? You feel under pressure here or something? With a fly on your head? Oh my God, it's me? Alright, you draw attention. It's like the neighbor's house, you see, I don't know, a safety cordon over there. And you have the police, FBI, whatever, and you go over there and say, before you were asked, you go over there, I didn't kill her. Come over here, Mr. Kassman. Answer some questions. Why do you cross the lawn to come to me and tell me this without even knowing if what happened? The same here. You understand, I don't have to go, and beat a dead horse here. Next one. If a bad thing comes from a good person, it's still a bad thing. If a good thing comes from a bad person, it's still a good thing. If someone gives me an advice and he's a person that I don't like, and the advice I realize is good, I'll take it. I'm not saying, no, it comes from Gigi. I don't like Gigi, or Gigi's a bad, it crossed me a month ago. No. I mean, you can do that, but here, gets me to the second topic. New voice of Zelenskyy. Zelenskyy rejects Putin's proposed May 9th ceasefire as manipulative theater. Okay, well, is it good to have a ceasefire? Yeah. Remember, the Americans, I made a video a minute ago, the Americans withdrew from the Ukraine negotiations, peace talks. They said the Russians did not agree with a ceasefire, therefore we were out. Is something flying here? What? Oh, the Russians said, there's some details over there. We're not baboons, we're not children here, all or nothing. You don't give us an ultimatum. We need to talk about the ceasefire, about that. You talk about the 30-day ceasefire. You talk about, how should I put it, continuous, final ceasefire. There's so many details. Oh, you don't want the ceasefire. That's it, guys. He doesn't want a ceasefire. That's not what I said. But this guy cannot do it for 3 days, 72 hours, which is 3 days. For 72 hours, not 3 days. All right. So, and he calls it manipulative theater. Ukrainian president, because Zelenskyy is Ukrainian, you see, they always have to say that, has dismissed Russian dictator, but this guy is not elected, the other guy is elected, but the other guy is the dictator, Vladimir Putin proposal for the so-called 3-day ceasefire. It was 3 days, wasn't it? It is 72 hours. What a baboon, man. Yeah. Why do I want 72 hours? What the hell I'm talking about? Oh my God. Anyway. All right. So we have this. Yeah, we got, 3 days. Come on, 72 hours. I'm crazy or something? 36 and 72. A theatrical ploy meant to give the impression that Russia is rejoining the international community. So this guy, maybe this guy right here, this guy tells us who joins and who doesn't the international community. He calls international community Great Britain, France, Germany, Baltic states, Poland, United States of America, maybe Canada, and a few other vassal states. Buddy, that's 140, 194 or 93, depends on who's changing a regime today or tomorrow, countries in the world. 194 or 193. That's the world community. But no, every time when I was younger, I hear the world community says, and we find, I don't know, three countries. That's the world community. Who exactly is the world community? I want to know. The important states? The ones who agree with the person who says that? Yeah, that's what it is. What do you mean joining the world community? What is BRICS? BRICS is part of what? Are you part of BRICS? Is United States of America part of BRICS? Have you heard about the Shanghai Cooperation Organization? Have you heard about it? There's so many other organizations where Russia is part of. What are you talking about? Your little thing over there happens in Ukraine that you are fucking it up right now. Okay? It's not the whole world. I know you try to draw in a world war against the Europeans. I got that. Europeans, not anybody else. I understand that. He's been trying to get NATO against Russia, and NATO mainly is European. I mean, I'm talking about, not if Canada and South America are, for me, Europeans, if you know what I mean. And he's talking about the world community. Shut your pie hole. Right, rejoining international community. It was kicked out. I didn't get the memo. Speaking to reporters on May 3rd, Zelenskyy said Ukraine insists on minimum. But don't you take 3 days? Why don't you take 3 days? What? In order to take 30 days, you have to see if it works 3 days. Why not 31 days? Why not 50 days? Why not 93 days? Why 30? What's the magical? I'm surprised he didn't say 60 days or 6 million days or 6,000 days or something about the 6, if you know what I mean. But no, it's 30 days. What is the magic word in 30? Is it a certain cycle? 30 days, or it's 5 cycles or whatever? What's going on here? Why not 29? Why not 3 first? Why not 1 first? If that's a good thing, you try. You take it. You don't take it? You don't want a Respiro? That tells me this is the same as the Poles did with the Germans. In some historians' assessment, they negotiated with the Nazis in bad faith. Yeah, I said it. You don't like it? Are you a Pole? There are many books could say that. And the evidence is there. Why? Because they were guaranteed by the guys behind Poland, which was Great Britain, that in the case of Germany's invasion of Poland, they will immediately come and smack Germany, together with the French. But it was only against Germany. Why? Because when the Soviets, including the Ukraine, the Soviet Union, invaded Poland, they didn't declare war. So that tells me they were straight on. Not only me, it's more than that. Anyway, so he's not, Russians don't want to negotiate. Negotiation is a process. It has details. You come, discuss, go back, discuss, come back, meet. You can't just come. It's not like children. Hey, we're going to go outside and play football. Yeah, let's go. Woo! And that's it. Wait a second. Do we have a ball? That's the first. Do we have a ball? No. Fuck. You don't want to play football. No. How do we get a ball first? Childhood memories. All right. Following what he describes the American model for truce. No, America is not a model in this case, because America fights Russia through the Ukrainian nation using you with the Brits. So that's not the American model. Why should the Russians listen to the American model? Who are they? Who is America? Oh, America is actually funding you to kill me. Okay. American model. Remember, the loser doesn't get to dictate the terms or to set the terms. You got it? So American model should not even be taken in consideration. But again, is it a good thing? The model coming from the Americans? I think it's a good thing. Should be discussed correctly. No, these guys impose it, and if you disagree with certain things, you don't want a ceasefire. Oh, hold on, boy. Let's see first if it works for what? 72 hours? 3 days. I finally got it right. Let's move on. Let's try a 30-day ceasefire. Why the 30 days? Because it's impossible to reach any serious agreement in 3, 5, or 7 days. Is this your logic? What are you talking about? So it's like not washing. You know what? I'm not going to go and wash. I'm not going to go and have a shower, because inevitably some things remain underneath, or where I can't clean it all. Therefore, I should not take a shower. No, I take a shower. I take 3 days. I take 5 days. I take 1 day. So this is Zelenskyy. Guarantee you, if he does anything to Russia during the parade, these guys will flatten Kiev. That's what I think. That's what I think. If they don't do it, I don't know. It's not about the public. Remember, it's Xi Jinping over there. Let's say, for this scenario, a missile comes or a big drone comes and let's say somehow hits the podium where Putin and Xi Jinping and all these guys are over there, because he's talking about foreign leaders, not talking about the baboons over there. No. So something happens. What should China do? have a world war? World war? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong. By the way, when I die, I don't think I'm going to meet anybody over there. He thinks he's going to meet someone. So maybe he's eager to go there, but he drags us all together with him. Man, do it on your own, man. Go to your apartment. Do whatever you want to do, and that's it. Leave us alone. Don't drag us to your imbecility, end of the world, apocalyptic, little... I'm right here. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.